Welcome back. Today we bring you another inspiring tale. Without further delay, let's dive right in. It begins with footsteps echoing inside a factory. Small, curious feet following a father through the hum of machines. The boy's eyes lit up at rows of bottles, labels, and medicines coming to life. That boy was Tapan Chowdhury, and though he did not know it then, those early walks through the plant would later define the destiny of an empire and of Bangladesh's pharmaceutical revolution. Born in Tekalapabna, Tapan was the second son of Samson H. Chowdhury, one of Bangladesh's most visionary entrepreneurs. His father taught him that business was not just about numbers, but about people, values, and promises. Tapan began his schooling at Pabna Zilla School, later studied at Notre Dame College, Dhaka, and then pursued higher studies at the University of Dhaka. His hunger for broader knowledge led him to the United Kingdom, preparing him for the global responsibilities he would one day shoulder. On January 14, 2007, Tapan Chowdhury stepped beyond business into national service. He was appointed advisor in the Caretaker Government of Bangladesh under Chief Advisor Fakhruddin Ahmed. In this role, his insights and decisions helped steer a fragile nation through one of its most politically delicate transitions. It was proof that his leadership was not confined to boardrooms. It extended to governance and stability. Tapan's professional journey, however, always circled back to Square Pharmaceuticals, the crown jewel established by his father. From childhood, he had been fascinated by the factory's energy. As an adult, he immersed himself in the company, starting in the marketing department. Here, he learned not just about sales, but about relationships with doctors, pharmacists, and patients whose lives depended on trust in medicine. Rising steadily, Tapan became managing director of Square Pharmaceuticals, Square Textiles Limited, and Square Hospital. Each one, medicine, textiles, healthcare, was a pillar not only of Square's diversification, but of Bangladesh's development itself. Square's growth wasn't only about scaling industries, it was about a unique philosophy. His late father had always insisted that employees must be treated as family. To this day, Square nurtures that ethos. Workers and executives dine together, share concerns openly, and maintain a culture of cohesion where even the humblest staff member has a voice. Under Tapan's stewardship, Square grew far beyond domestic borders, establishing a manufacturing facility in Kenya and expanding into a multinational brand of Bangladeshi origin. Today, Square Pharmaceuticals exports to over 100 countries, helping place Bangladesh on the global map of pharmaceutical excellence. But this success was not limited to one industry. In the 1980s, the group quickly recognized opportunities in toiletries and textiles, taking advantage of Bangladesh's booming RMG, ready-made garments sector. That early diversification ensured Square's dominance across multiple industries. Tapan Chowdhury's influence stretches far outside Square Group. He has served as president of the Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, MCCI, led organizations like the YMCA and Bangladesh Baptist Fellowship, and contributed to the executive committees of the Bangladesh Employers Association and the Bangladesh Textile Mills Association. Additionally, his strategic oversight spans across boards, Square Toiletries, Pioneer Insurance, Continental Hospitals, and more, each benefiting from his management insight and big-picture vision. When Tapan's father began Square, the 1950s industry was dominated by multinational corporations. Local players were nearly invisible. But today, Bangladesh is the 71st largest pharmaceutical exporter out of 134 countries, an industry worth USD 3 billion, covering 98% of local demand and shipping products across the globe. This transformation, both national and corporate, reflects decades of effort by pioneers like the Chowdhurys. Alongside garments, pharmaceuticals now stand as Bangladesh's proudest industrial story. Not all paths were easy. During Square's IPO in 1995, governmental opposition arose against distributing free bonus shares to shareholders. Yet Samson H. Chowdhury insisted on honoring that promise, even if it meant a legal battle. For Tapan, this moment became a timeless reminder of integrity. Business may profit, but trust sustains. He often underscores that commitment and ethics must drive corporate strategy. These values, implanted by his father and carried forward by him, remain cornerstones of Square's culture and legacy. Tapan's vision extends beyond profits into service. With Square Hospital, he helped establish one of Bangladesh's most advanced private healthcare centers. His leadership in community organizations shows an equal passion for social upliftment as for industry building. Appearing on Purana Kotha Season 03, he shared his insights, philosophies, and personal reflections, speaking not only about overcoming challenges, but also about the deeper values that defined his journey. To him, success isn't a destination, but a continuing cycle of learning, adapting, and serving. Today, as Bangladesh's pharmaceutical industry thrives, it is impossible to separate its story from the name Chowdhury. From a modest beginning in Atikala to leading global exports, Tapan Chowdhury has helped drive one of the most remarkable business transformations in South Asia. But perhaps more enduring than factories, hospitals, or exports is the intangible heritage he carries. Business rooted in ethics, employees treated as family, and promises honored no matter the cost. His father planted those seeds, and Tapan nurtured them into towering trees. The story feels ongoing, because for leaders like him, legacy isn't written in monuments, but in the continued trust of every employee, every patient, and every consumer touched by the name Square.